Hey, it's Friday. Hey, that was not awkward at all. It's Friday, August 12th, and let's see, we're going to do that, and then we're going to get into our new project-y thing. For those of you who are paying attention to remind yesterday when I accidentally gave you a sneak peek of the homework coming up, oopsie, we will talk about that actual homework today, and it'll make a lot more sense because it was probably a wee bit confusing when I sent out a thing that did not talk about yet. We will do the talky about it thing today, and we're going to talk about the speech you're giving next week because we're going to be getting that into in just a moment too. Yes, you get to give a speech next week because why should I have to do all the talking? And the first day we talked about fear. And I figured let's go ahead and start confronting that fear right away. And if it helps, it's just a wee little baby speech, like the little X's or flowers that you put into the little corners of your notebook. It's just a little baby speech like that, so you'll be fine, mostly. We're going to need your iPad in a moment. Yes, you guys are going to be up there. And open up table of contents. Double check. I'm going to assume you guys are responsible. I don't have to come around and yell at you quite as much. We have left-hand side, we have class names. Right-hand side, we have a joke. You have page number 1 in the left side. You have page number 2 on the right-hand side. Things are written correctly at the top. We feel strong about that. And then we're going to turn to pages 1 and 2. And on pages 1 and 2, we have things from there. So with this part of it, 1, if you have not written your joke in yet, that was homework. You're going to need to get it written in because I will be picking these up and looking at them at some point in a couple weeks. That's when I grade them like all at once. Class names, I will be checking you guys next week because when does class names come due?
Tuesday.
Best enthusiasm ever. And so that comes due Tuesday of next week. If you're not done with class names, you can keep your notebook out, and I'll be going over names here in a little bit to try and help you out. If you are done with class names, and you are done with your joke, you can take a notebook and go scribber, scribber, and we're done with it. If you're not, you can, that was a lot of scribbling, you're more than welcome to work on it because I'll be going over things. Ooh, on your class names, you did number them correctly. Because if you don't number them, I don't give you any credit next week when I come around and I have to mock you in front of other children. So make sure you have numbered them, and then make sure you have first name or last name, and then I don't think we've done too many. We have done nicknames in this class. We have a handful of nicknames in this class and stuff like that there, and then we should be good to go on that one. So I'll be covering those names again here in a moment. So we're good to go there. Yeezys, yeezys. For you guys, what's up, Caleb?
Didn't you say that if you could remember everybody's name?
We're going to get there, Caleb. Cora's already yelled at me 12 times about that. So, yeah, that won't be until the end. We'll eventually get them. You guys are really eager. And we're not going to get to all of you because I know you guys are all feeling like special because like half of you guys have probably all been in classes with each other forever. So you've known each other for like the last 15 years or something. But we'll try to help out. Others of you who have not known these other children and you think they're weird and creepy, that's probably because half of them are weird and creepy, but you're still going to have to eventually know their names. And you're going to be working in a group with some of them next week and giving a speech about one of them next week. But you have no idea which kid you're giving a speech about. You're not giving a speech about yourself because that would be boring. You're going to give a speech about another kid in this room because that makes things scary and fun. All right. We did this with you guys yesterday, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think you guys are my only class I actually did this with. So since I'm recording this, I'll be using it for my other classes. Home children, this is going to be kind of tough on you because if you're watching the video, how can you watch the video and do Canvas at the same time? But what's important is that's not a me issue, that's a you issue. So here's what you're going to do. Go to my Canvas page, and you're going to scroll down, find the calendar, and then, not you, I mean, if you want to, you can, but you guys did this yesterday. If you want to pet your iPad again, and you're like, I miss you, iPad, and you just want to sit there and pet it a couple times, that's fine, but I'm not making you guys, it's just going to be a moment. This is for the home children, didn't mean to freak you out. And then we're going to scroll again, and then we're going to get to the button that says Useful Files, right below whatever the last calendar entry is, and you're going to go pushy, and when you push the little thing there, it pops up with these options for you, which are the ones that will help you. One, next week, we have a quiz, which is going to cover things in my class. Some of the questions are going to come from that green sheet. If you have green sheet, you get to use it. If you don't have green sheet, you don't get to use it. If you ate your green sheet because you thought it was lime flavored and you thought it was a Skittle and you were wrong, then you can print a new one. If you don't do it, then you're out of luck. You can't show up and then say, Mr. Brovicast, I have mine and it's on my iPad. And I'm like, well, you can pet it while it's closed, but you're out of luck. This had to be that whole responsibility thing. So you're going to have to print it and bring it in if you want it. Those of you who want Simpson sheets, you can go printy, and then you're good to go from there. If you print it yourself, it's due whenever you turn it in, because I have no way of knowing when you print it, because if I did, that'd be weird and creepy. And then the last one, if you don't mind reading books, you can get extra B points for doing a book review, and there's directions on there on how to help you from there. All right, we good with that? Yaysies. Then, this thing. Home children. We're going to pause here for a moment because this is going to get real boring for you, but it's the picture that you guys brought in earlier. We're going to be going through and doing a thing with that picture thing. So when you come back to life, you'll figure out what the thing is that we're going to do. It'll be a surprise until then. Living children, let's begin your fun. Beep, beep, beep. We're back. We now have pictures of children. Life is good. So, this is your homework due Monday that I accidentally gave you a preview of last night when I sent it out. What you are going to be doing is finding 5 pictures of things that you enjoy, things that connect to who you are and bring you happiness. It can be sport, game, YouTuber, food, color, your choice, whatever it is. It's 5 things that you connect to you and your personality. What we're going to be doing is creating these little posters that are over here, and I'll hold up a big poster here to help you guys out. You're going to be creating a poster, and we're putting these pictures on there next to your face. So whatever it is you are wanting, and I'll put a bigger picture up there in a moment. I have this one blown up for you. And so you're going to have these picture things. The pictures can come from the internet. It can come from magazines. It's your choice. But it has to be printed out paper version, because again, we're putting them on here, and if it's on your iPad, that does no good. If you need me to print them for you, I'll explain what to do for that here in a moment. I can print them for you, but it does cost you. So you're going to bring in those 5 things for Monday so that we can put them on there. Due Monday, 5 things. They all have to be different things. Even if you love being a ballerina, and you're like, I'm a ballerina deep in my heart, you can't have 5 pictures of ballerinas. You're going to have to spread them out, like ballerina and then football and then fruit gushers or something like that. So whatever it might be, you're going to have your 5 separate, different things. We can sort of connect them to you in some way. If you want me to print them out for you, I can, but you need to put them all together into one picture thing, because I charge you points each time I have to hit print, and you want me to hit print as few times as possible. So here was a kid I used as an example who sent them to me, and so you want to come up with your 5 things. The easiest way to do it is there is an app you can get on your iPad called Pic Collage, and you can just put them all onto the Pic Collage, send me that as a JPEG, and then I print it for you, and then you're good to go. Make sure you put your name in the Pic Collage so I know which kid it is I'm printing it for, and then you're good to go. It costs 2 points for me to print them for you. And then come Monday, I charge you 2 points, I print them, slap them down, they are yours, and you are good to go. If your big people in your house don't have a printer, if you bring me a note saying you don't have a printer, I waive the 2 points, and I print it for free. But you have to actually bring the note and be responsible. If not, I print it, and it's the 2 points for you. If you don't print them off, and you don't bring in pictures, I get to pick out pictures for you. And I have a whole collection of fun pictures of like monster trucks and My Little Pony and stuff like that. And I just sit there and look deep into your soul and go through my pictures and pick out which things you want. And some of you guys may be bigger fans of Tom Cruise than you thought, because sometimes it depends on what magazine I have in front of me as I flip through there and look into your soul and start cutting out pictures and going, this is you, boo-boo. We get to help you out from there. This will be up in the hallway for everybody to see. So keep that in mind with whatever pictures you have, because the idea is you're going to get a chance to make new friends, because it's 7th grade, which is about making new friends. And if in the hallway there's pictures of monster trucks and My Little Pony and Tom Cruise next to your name, that other kid who's a brony who loves to ride monster trucks and loves Mission Impossible movies, they're going to be like, you and me are BFFs forever. And you're going to get to find that friend. So choose wisely with whatever pictures you are going to bring in, because every kid is going to connect those pictures to you. It's been 4 minutes.
I have a question.
I know. What's up, Cora?
So those posters, they don't only have 4 photos. So will we be adding to them slowly, or like is it just like they just brought in more than 4?
Because you're working in a group. So there's
Oh.
4 kids, and each kid has their 5 pictures. 4 times 5 is a number. So that's why there's so many pictures on there. You're going to get your own section of the poster, but that's a next big thing we're going to get to.
Okay.
Whenever.
Do we get to pick our groups?
That is a good question. Absolutely you do. Your hearts have already told me who you want in your groups. So next week I get to tell you who your heart chose. So yes, you have all already chosen your groups. I looked deep into your hearts, and your heart said, I want to make it as awkward as possible. And I said, are you sure? And your heart went, yes. And so yes, I get to help you out with that one. So of course you do. Whenever. What kind of monster do you think I am? It's going to be the bestest. All right. Any other questions aside from how big of a monster I am? All right, so we're good to go there. Then let's look at purple sheets. This, look at the side with all the wordy bits on it. If you're a home child, you can print this off. It's on canvas. And you're with the side that has all the wordy bits on it. There's a side that has liney bits. We don't want the liney bits. Wordy bits. So get to the wordy bits. This is where it's going to explain everything we're doing for the project. Step 1. You are getting into a group of 4 people that your heart has already chosen. And in this group of 4 people, you are going to be creating a poster. And each one of you is going to have one section of the poster that you get to work on. And I am going to take the picture of you guys. Like up here, I took a picture of this incredibly good-looking group of people. And so I will take that picture and then put it into the middle of it. And then you're going to put information next to your face so we know who you are. Here is how Postery Bit's going to work. You're going to have your pictures on there next to whoever it is that you are. You also have to come up with 5 adjectives about yourself. Adjectives are describing words. And so you can Google describing words if you want to, but I'm looking for things like tall, short, smart, dumb, confused. Whatever works for you, you're going to come up with your 5 words. If you can't think of 5 words, you are welcome to ask other people and go, when you look at me, what do you think? And they're going to go, dum-dum, and you're going to go, there's one! And you can just keep on asking people. If you can't put down dum-dum 5 times, though. Even if that's what, I said dum-dum and you raised your hand. Even if that's what everybody says, you're going to have to come up with different words. So you're going to have your 5 adjectives describing you. Whatever.
Do you like eating grilled animal flesh?
I do. It's tasty and yummy, and it goes in the tum-tum. So yeah, it depends on which version you're looking at on that one. So the other thing, which is what whenever looked at on there, in your group of 4 people, we have to figure out why your heart attracted you all to each other. So you have to find 3 things you all have in common. We have to figure out why your hearts brought you together. And so you have to talk to each other. Like here, for this group it was, they think Heroes English is the best class ever. They all love eating grilled animal flesh, and they enjoy having painted nails. Because apparently that brought don't be judgy, all those people together, and so we're going to figure out what yours is. What you cannot choose are things that are going to make me make fun of you, which is things every group could choose. If you go, we all have a hair, and we're all wearing shoes, then I'll go, number 3 is, all of your throats hurt. And you're going to go, what is that? And you go, ah, and you get out of the ground. So it has to be something that the other groups can't all choose together. So you have to find out, do you all have siblings? Have you all been to Kings Island? Do you all love pizza? So this will require you to talk and let your hearts connect to each other and go, why is it we're together? And you might be, the fact Mr. Brovicast hates all of us the most. But careful, more than one group might try to choose that one. We'll have to see what happens. So you're going to have to do the bondy bits as far as the poster goes. So poster, I will take that picture of you guys next week. So be prepared. Monday, I am taking a picture of you. So make sure you look pretty, and we can hook you up from there. And then you bring in the other pictures, and then you're going to write your own adjectives, and you're going to go through there and then figure out what you guys have in common. All right, that's the easy part. Now let's get to the scary part. The scary part's going to be Go down on that sheet where it says for your interview speech. Here's how the interview speech thing is going to work. In your group of 4 people, you are going to pick one of them that you are going to interview, and then you're going to stand up and give a speech about them. You know how some classes have you do the whole talk about yourself and how special you are and what kind of person you are? I like that. But then I thought, how can we make this more awkward and make kids hate it even more? And I said, you know what we could do? Instead of talking about yourself, how about you have to interview someone else? So instead of me talking about me, I'm going to interview Sophia. And then I get to stand up there and talk about Sophia while she awkwardly stares at all of you. This way I get to torture multiple people at one time. Sophia just stands there going, while I sit there and talk about Sophia, and it's the bestest in the world. What do you have to find out for your interview? That's what we're going to get to now. And there's going to be this whole yellow sheet directions thing, so I'm not going to cover all of it, but I'll see how much I can cover to try and help you out. Part 1. You have to figure out their full name. First name, middle name, last name. Some cultures have lots of names. They have like a first name, middle name, middle name, middle name, middle name, last name, second last name. You get to know all of those bits of their name because your heart has brought you to them. You have to wait whenever. We'll get to you in a moment. Others of you, some cultures have no middle name and they just have first name, last name. That's fine. But you have to tell us they have no middle name. So I don't think that you're being lazy. You would say, this is Sophia, no middle name Ortiz. And that way we can go through there and figure out what. So if you just go, Sophia Ortiz, and then just stop, I'm going to assume you're lazy and never asked what their middle name is. Now here's where some of you guys are freaking out going, oh, Brovicast, I don't like my middle name. Guess what? I don't know your middle name. So what can you do? Make it up. I'm never going to have any idea. You can go, my name is Sophia Captain Marvel Ortiz. I'm like, wow, your parents must love you. And you're like, uh-huh. And you can make up whatever name you want. And that is fine with me because I don't know your middle name. I just want to make sure you can follow directions and figure something out. Now, some of you may be with that special child who's a slacker. And when you ask them their middle name, they go, oh. Well, now you're going to lose points because you're not giving me a middle name. And you can't go, this is Sophia, she refused to give me a middle name Ortiz because I'm still going to charge you points. What you get to do is if you get to be a slacker child who doesn't give you an answer, you get to make it up. They are giving you permission to be as creative as you want. I'm like, this is Sophia, Princess Peach Ortiz. And you come up with whatever you want that works for long. So that's what I'm looking for. So either you come up with it or they tell you what it's going to be. First name, middle name, last name. Where you were born. So I want to know city and state where you were born. For some of you it was Fishers, but most of you is not because our one that we have here in Fishers is not a very childbearing hospital. But some of you may have been. A lot of you will be either Indianapolis, Noblesville, maybe other places, something like that. So I just want to know where you were born. So we have like a little bonding thing that goes along with it. If you don't know where you were born, there should hopefully be big people in your house that you can go talk to. Go ask the big people where you were born. Just be careful how you phrase it. Because if you go to the big people in your house and you go, Mommy, Daddy, where did I come from? That's a whole other discussion that I'm not responsible for when it gets awkward. So I recommend just asking what hospital you were born in or have fun. So on that, if they don't know where you were born, I wasn't there. So what can you do? Make it up. If you don't like where you were born, make it up. Can you be really creative and go, Mr. Brovicast, I was born on a farm in Tatooine next to the Skywalker Ranch? And the answer is, yeah, why not? It's creative writing. That works in English. And so you can go for it. You're like, I was born in a field in Japan. Sure, why not? Be creative, enjoy it, and you can have fun with that. So figure out where you were born. And again, if the person you're interviewing does not tell you, what do?
Make it up.
I also highly recommend be as creative as possible when you're making it up and try not to just dance hysterically the entire time because they're giving you a gift. birth date. So this way we can find out if we have any birthday buddies. I actually have you go through like, my birthday is February 35th. And you go through there and tell them whatever your birthday may be, and we can figure out if someone else has a birthday buddy to go along with it. So hopefully we'll find out if we have birthday buddies in here and it becomes like a nice little bonding thing. Can you lie about your birthday? Yeah, that's fine with me. It might be awkward later on if you get a birthday buddy and they're like, I was also born on February 35th. And you're like, that's awkward. And so be careful. If you lie, that's up to you, but there might be repercussions on that one. Favorite subject at school? This has to be something you get graded on. If you can't fail it, you can't choose it. So you can't choose best, you can't choose lunch, you can't choose passing period. It has to be something you have a chance of failing. Now, given, I've walked through the lunchroom when you guys are in there. I've seen some of you fail at eating before, but that's not quite the same thing. When I'm like, holy crikey, kid, what is wrong with you? And you're like, I'm not very good at this thing. Yes, good job. You have failed at life, but that is not... You also can't choose life as your class. And be like, look at me! That's not the way it works. You're going to be a bit more specific on what your favorite class is going to be. 2 hobbies. Hobbies are things that you like to do that bring you joy and happiness. So things, whatever, for most of you, it's playing video games and hanging out with friends. For others of you, it might be like making TikToks. Or for a couple of you, chasing squirrels. Or something that makes you happy and brings you joy in some way. Again, if you don't know, you are more than welcome to make up your answer, and that's absolutely fine with me. If the person you're interviewing is a slacker child and does not give you an answer, there you go. Oh. Monday, what is due? Tuesday, what is due? Nice enough. What do we do when kids' hearts aren't full of love?
Point at them.
Fill her heart with love. Have a good weekend, Runaway.